Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Bitcoin re-entered price discovery yet again. The new top is 95,000, virtually 5,000 away from the coveted six-figure milestone of 100 G's. Make some noise for that. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis and quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser. The Bitcoin price follows the hash. Bitcoin's implied hash rate adjusted price is now $525,000 per coin. Let that one sink in. Also, is 100,000 next? Well, of course, Bitcoin euphoria on the way. We'll also be discussing MicroStrategy increasing their note sales to 2.6 billion for future Bitcoin purchases. Mikey's not slowing down. Mr. Saylor is only speeding up. We'll also be discussing BlackRock Bitcoin ETF options, seeing unheard of 1.9 billion traded on their very first day. We'll also be discussing Saylor to pitch Microsoft board on the Bitcoin buying strategy. In fact, he has 3 minutes dedicated to orange pilling the shareholders of Microsoft. Done deal. My guess, he only needs 60 seconds. We'll also be discussing the latest predictions from Michael Saylor, as well as Donald Trump taps crypto advocate Howard Lutnick as Commerce Secretary. Do you understand how bullish this is? Cantor Fitzgerald, which is the company he controls and owns, they basically control the majority of the Tether USDT, which is like a market cap north of 100 billion. He also personally holds hundreds of millions worth of Bitcoin. It couldn't be any more bullish. We'll also be discussing the latest from Adam Back, suggesting Bitcoin hitting 7 figures with a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve happening, as well as the latest from Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki regarding Michael Saylor's $13 million Bitcoin price prediction. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. If you're new to the channel, very important to smash the likes. Go ahead and subscribe. 40% of you watching every day are not subscribed. I just don't get it. Hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications. Today is pod episode 1824. I'm your host, JV. It's November 20th, 2024, another historic day for the Bitcoin market. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high of 95,000. On Coinbase, we're still pumping, up 700 on the day, currently trading above 94,200. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day, 7 days a week. And yes, this is Caffeinated JV. Bitcoin up 1% on the day, sitting at 94,300. The majority of the alt market is correcting, minus Cardano, a big gainer today, up 5%, trading just shy of 80 cents. Checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap is sitting sexy at 3.09 trillion market cap. The Bitcoin market cap is above 1.8 trillion. We have 184 billion worth of volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance surging once again back above 60% at 60.2%. The Ether dominance, the lowest we have seen in like 4 or 5 years, 11.9%. Womp womp. Not a good look for the Ether. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours. We got Leo, very modest gains as majority of the alts are pulling back, followed by Cardano and Stellar Lumens. Which alt, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the day. It's like 90 to 10 in the red. And zooming out on the month to get a broader perspective, we flip it 90 to 10 in the green. And checking out the time chain calendar, we have 178,780 blocks until the next halving. Each block is approximately 10 minutes. We're currently on block number 871,220, and you can currently exchange 1 U.S. fiat monopoly dollar for 1,069 sats, so stack them sats accordingly. And there you go, yo. Another historic day for the Bitcoin price action. So let's dive into today's technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies. And we'll also be pulling up some of the live charts. So here we go. You guys ready? Here's the 4-hour chart, one of my faves. Bitcoin kept up pressure on 94 into the November 20th Wall Street Open as bidders bought up. The Bitcoin price dips. And characteristic bullish moves meant Bitcoin's new all-time high, which is now virtually 95. It's exactly like $94,990, and it's safe to round up $10 for Christ's sake. But anyways, trader scoop eyed shifting liquidity conditions on exchange order books. Someone got the FOMO like a mofo, institutional FOMO that is. Crypto Nuevo reiterated mid 90 area could be the next stop for Bitcoin before the fresh consolidation, quoting him here. Not expecting to break 100,000 in the first attempt, so looking for a reversal from the mid 90s around the 96 zone. Precisely in the cusp of where we hit today. Very close. Striking a cautionary note from research, on-chain analytics platform CryptoQuant warned that the long-term hodlers were distributing Bitcoin at the current prices. Quoting them here, market tops often occur when the long-held Bitcoin is reactivated. This measures the dormancy of the Bitcoin held at a given address and is already well on its way to a classic top territory. Watch for the coin days destroyed, spiking above 1520 milli as a key signal. According to the CryptoQuant, optimism nonetheless rose as options began trading on asset manager BlackRock's IBIT ETF, which officially started yesterday. They did 1.9 billion in volume, which is unheard of, and we'll get into that a little later. So yeah, I mean, Bitcoin can easily shoot right above 100,000 any day now, and it could even be today, family. We're within like, what, 1% away? We already hit 95 Gs. Now, Philby of Decent Trader forecast options would have a long-term cathartic impact on the price action, quoting him here. Short-term impact, more volatility and speculative price swings. Long-term impact, cemented gold status as a key hedge in diversified portfolios. And quoting QCP Capital, this actively places IBIT among the top 20 most active non-index options, underscoring the growing institutional confidence in Bitcoin as a mainstream asset class. This market response is likely to attract new investor cohorts and enable diversified trading strategies, which could help reduce both volatility and downside risk, solidifying Bitcoin's place in mainstream markets. And according to High Priest Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, price follows the hash. Yes, please. Bitcoin's implied hash rate adjusted price is now $525,000 per coin. I repeat, Bitcoin's implied hash rate adjusted price right now is over $500,000, sitting at $525,000 per coin. And checking out some of the live charts. Let's see what's crack-a-lacking right now via Coinbase, via TradingView. You're currently looking at the 1-month chart. You can see Moonvember forming a big green candle, which we love to see. But let's zoom in a little bit, and we'll check out the 1 hour and work our way back. The 1 hour chart looking bullish with a blue target on your screen, sitting north of $105,200. Bring it. Can't wait. And zooming out, we'll check out that sexy 4 hour live chart, live and in the flesh. Showing you right here, we have a bullish pennant formation, also bullish green target formation right in front of your face. Bullish pennant sitting at a sexy 108,000. Moonvember target. Let's go. We still got a couple of weeks left here in Moonvember. And zooming out, we'll check out the 1 day. Also looking pretty lit. The past 3 days, we've had green candle closes. And for the past couple of weeks since the November 5th election, pure bullishness as Moonvember continues in full effect. And zooming out from there, we'll take a quick look at the 1 week. We have the sexy cup and handle target sitting just north of 124,000 in play here for Q4. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and we'll take another quick glance at the 1 month from here. And let me know if you think we're likely to continue to rip with this bullish momentum as we continue throughout Q4 before heading into Q1 of 2025. Let me know, family. Let's discuss 100K. When are we likely to smash the coveted 6-figure mark? I actually have a poll up on the tube. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to read you this next story with a lot of analysis from some different analysts here. On-chain data analysis firm added that the lack of euphoria was encouraging of a sign for the Bitcoin price for the FOMO, often leading to corrections, quoting them here. As long as there is retail trader disbelief, whales can continue pumping cryptos with little resistance. And here the chart shows that the social media interest in Bitcoin rarely moved November 19th when the Bitcoin price hit the current all-time high. And again, now it's November 20th and we hit yet another all-time high, which is currently 95 Gs. Quoting CryptoQuant, the lack of euphoria in the market might indeed suggest continued growth without significant corrections. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Bitcoin's potential to climb to 100 Gs has captivated everyone. Bitcoin's multiple all-time highs since United States election day on the 5th of November have left traders and analysts convinced that this might soon become a reality. It's already written. Done deal. Mark my words. Quoting Mustache. Bitcoin just started its parabola like in the previous cycles. We're just getting started. The analyst shared the chart below showing the Bitcoin price playing out a similar setup as the one that happened just before the 2021 parabolic move. How many of you were here watching my podcast back in 2021? Let me know. And according to the analyst, Bitcoin is just at the beginning of the cycle's parabolic phase. Amen. And if it follows the same trajectory, the price could move exponentially to areas above 100 G's. 100,000 is coming. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you agree. I believe it's a given. It may happen today. It may happen tomorrow. It may happen Friday. We don't know when, but it's going to happen. Now, Van Day Pop shared similar sentiment, saying the market could see Bitcoin go to 1 to 120 in the coming 1 to 2 months. My personal target, I've been stressing every day on the pod, is 124,000 as this year's cycle peak, and we're not too far from it. We need maybe another 25% pump. Now, Bitcoin's potential to hit 100,000 continues to hold the highest concentration of open interest, according to QCP. Now, it added the Bitcoin spot price, which was above 90,000 over the past few days, provides the foundation Bitcoin needs to move higher. Quoting them here, this market response is likely to attract new investor cohorts and enable diversified trading strategies, which could help reduce both volatility and downside risk, solidifying Bitcoin's place in mainstream markets. Meanwhile, Bitcoin Monger shared a class node chart showing intense accumulation across the cohorts, adding that Bitcoin is likely to go way past 100,000. I agree with the Bitcoin Monger. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Let's continue with the news, shall we? We discussed that 100K in play. Now let's discuss MicroStrategy increasing their note sales to $2.6 billion for the next big Bitcoin purchase. And after just announcing purchasing $4.6 billion and making a commitment to $42 billion worth of purchases over the course of the next 3 years, MicroStrategy said it had increased its upcoming note sales to $2.6 billion, signaling bullish expectations for Bitcoin's potential to surpass the 100,000 milestone. MicroStrategy is the largest corporate Bitcoin holder of the world, set to raise $2.6 billion more from senior convertible notes at a 0% interest rate to buy more Bitcoin. Why not up those numbers, Michael, to 100 billion at a 0% interest rate and buy more of the bitty? Obviously, he figured out the magic formula, borrowing money at 0% interest and buying Bitcoin. Just keep doing what you're doing, Michael. The note sale was upsized from the previous announced offering of $1.75 billion aggregate principal amount of the notes, the firm shared in a November 20th statement. The $2.6 billion offering targets qualified institutional buyers and is expected to close November 21st, subject to satisfaction of customary closing conditions, and knowing Michael, he'll just keep increasing it because that's what the Giga Chad does. Meanwhile, MicroStrategy note sale could help push the Bitcoin price above 100,000. You damn right. For the first time in history, as the broskies are going wild. The announcement comes as Bitcoin trading above. Now the new all-time high is 95 family, roughly 5,000 away from the coveted 100K. MicroStrategy estimates that the sale will raise about $2.5 billion, up to $3 billion if the initial purchasers buy the maximum amount, in which I believe they will. The firm said it intends to use the funds to acquire additional biddies and for general corporate purposes. Some analysts expect the biddy to reach 100 G's before the end of the month. Or your boy, I'm calling it today. If not today, this week, send it. According to BitGet research, if history repeats itself and Bitcoin prices grow as projected at 15% from the current price level, will push the coin well above 100 G's. Target for the month. The post-halving cycle trend is also very positive when projecting the future of the biddy. Meanwhile, positive ETF inflows are also supporting the rally, and we're going to dive deeper into those positive inflows here in just a little bit. But ultimately, the U.S. Bitcoin ETFs recorded their 6th consecutive week of net positive inflows after amassing $1.67 billion in trading on the week from November 11th to the 15th. And the crypto bros continue to go wild. Look at that. We're only 600 away again from price discovery. It's a beautiful thing. Let's continue with the news and discuss the latest with the $1.9 billion traded from BlackRock Bitcoin ETF options, seeing an unheard of $1.9 billion traded in volume. Pretty massive. Option contracts on BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF, the iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF, which is IBIT, saw almost $2 billion in total exposure traded, which may have helped the push to the new all-time high yesterday. Quoting James Seyfarth, finally, the tally of IBIT's first day intraday options is just shy of 1.9 billion in notional exposure, traded via 354,000 contracts. These options were almost certainly part of the move to the new Bitcoin all-time highs today, referring to yesterday. Hit the peak of 94, and again, the new all-time high as of today is now 95, which we're about to retest. Now, the 1.9 billion is unheard of for day one, according to the Bloomberg senior ETF analyst, Eric Valchunas, comparing it with the first ETF offering Bitcoin exposure to the U.S., the ProShares Bitcoin ETF, which did 363 million. The new options contracts gives investors the right to trade shares of the ETF at predetermined prices, allowing them to bet on the price movement. Notional exposure measures the market exposure from the option position, accounting for the price changes relative to the biddy and the total value of the crypto controlled by the options contracts. The put-call ratio for IBIT's first day of trading was 0.225, meaning investors buying calls that bet Bitcoin would rise far outweighed those wagering on the puts, those contracts betting it wouldn't. You can see the massive difference between calls and puts right here in the chart. Now, Balchunas added that it seemed very bullish, especially contracts set to expire in a month's time, which is basically betting the price of Bitcoin will double in the next month. Send it. Now, former CNBC Africa host Rand Neuner agreed that the launch of the IBIT options caused today's market pump. Quoting him here, as traders buy these options, market makers buy the spot ETF to hedge the trade. The result is huge net buying of the ETF that causes huge net buying in the spot ETF. Meanwhile, industry executive Joe Consorti said the contracts were a huge deal as the listing options on spot Bitcoin ETFs opened the door to the largest and deepest liquidity pools of the planet. Quoting him here, the market is bullish that the Bitcoin price ends the year well over 100,000. You're damn right. Meanwhile, crypto asset manager Grayscale is also preparing to launch options for its spot Bitcoin ETFs on Wednesday, which is today, November 20th. As you can see in their tweet, Grayscale is thrilled. Options trading on both GBTC and Bitcoin will begin tomorrow, which is now today, further developing the ecosystem around our US-listed Bitcoin ETPs, short for exchange traded products. Let's freaking go. Next story of the day, let's discuss Saylor pitching MicroStrategy shareholders. I mean, Microsoft, not MicroStrategy. He's the founder of MicroStrategy, but nonetheless. And then we'll discuss his $13 million prediction and Trump assigning Howard Lutnick. Very bullish. Obviously, a lot of people projecting Bitcoin now hitting seven figures this year, this cycle, not this year, but this cycle, which would ultimately most likely mean in 2025, as we typically hit the cycle peak the year preceding the halving. And we just had the halving this year. But nonetheless, Michael Saylor to pitch Microsoft board on Bitcoin buying strategy. Let's break this one down. Michael Saylor said he agreed to make a 3-minute presentation to Microsoft's board of directors about investing into Bitcoin. Quoting him here from Van Eck from the Spaces, the activist that put that proposal together contacted me to present to the board, and I agreed to provide a 3-minute presentation. That's all you're allowed, and I am going to present it to the board of directors. It was actually quite interesting because Max Kaiser responded, that's 2 minutes extra more than what he needs, meaning he can get the job done in 60 seconds. In my opinion, the job's already done, meaning if they're going to have Michael Saylor on the board meeting, they've already decided that. What are your thoughts? Saylor said earlier he proposed to meet with the Microsoft CEO, Nadella, almost rhymes with Nutella. Actually, it does. In confidence to discuss the topic. But that offer was not accepted. So you will see him putting together the 3-minute proposal for Microsoft, and we'll send it to the board. As Van Eck referenced. Now, Van Eck is also a $90 billion asset manager, very bullish on Bitcoin as well. Back in October, Microsoft disclosed that one of its voting items for December will be whether to conduct an assessment on investing into Bitcoin. Now, keep in mind, Microsoft is one of the largest companies in the world by market cap. So they have access to like hundreds of billions of dollars. So just think about what that means if they were to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet and follow MicroStrategy with the Saylor put. You know what I mean? Start putting it into Bitcoin. The National Center for the Public Policy Research pushed the proposal, highlighting MicroStrategy's Bitcoin investment strategy and that its share price has outperformed Microsoft by over 300% this year alone, despite doing a fraction of the business of Microsoft. Quoting Saylor, the Giga Chad, I think it's not a bad idea to put it on the agenda of every company. It ought to be put on the agenda of Berkshire Hathaway. Do you hear that, Warren Buffett? And Apple and Google and Meta. Do you hear that, Zuck? Because they all have huge hoards of cash. They're cash hoarders. And what do we call those who hoard cash in the bank? We call them poor. We call them poor, and they're all burning shareholder value. You ever heard of the melting ice cube theory? He added that 98.5% of Microsoft's enterprise value, which is their total company value, is leveraged to its quarterly earnings, while 1.5% of the value of the stock comes from its tangible assets. Quoting him again, it would be a lot more stable stock and much less risky stock if half the enterprise value of the stock was based upon a tangible asset like Bitcoin. So I think there is a great argument to be made. I think shareholders should make it. The shareholder proposal will be up for a vote December 10th. Let's go. Microsoft's board has recommended voting against it because they already evaluate a wide range of investable assets, including Bitcoin. Still, Ethan Peck, deputy director of the NCPPR's Free Enterprise Project, shared that the proposal could put Microsoft in a tight position if it conducts the assessment and determines not to invest into the asset. Microsoft's board of directors currently consists of 12 members, including Nadella, who also serves as the chair, along with high-ranking execs from the Walt Disney Company, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, and GSK. So there you have it. I want to know, in your opinion, do you think they'll make the big move and adopt Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset for the company of Microsoft? Let me know. Now, Michael Saylor also recently tweeted, given the high demand, we upsized our MicroStrategy offering of 0% convertible bonds due in 2029 from 1.7 billion to 2.6, including a 400 million green shoe option. What the hell is he talking about? Can anyone break down the green shoe option for me? And priced it at a 55% conversion premium. And as Zuby says, I don't know what this means, but I like the post because it sounds good. And then Cryptos RS says, make it rain, Big Daddy. There you go. Saylor making it rain for the Bitcoin bros. Now for our feature story of the day. Donald Trump taps crypto advocate Howard Lutnick as the Commerce Secretary. We couldn't get any more bullish for the United States of America. So I'm going to break this story down and tell you why this is so important and bullish for Bitcoin. But first, I want to read you some other tweets. Adam Back tweeted yesterday, Bitcoin OG, if the U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve happens, prepare for seven-figure Bitcoin this cycle. The market is skeptical on meaningful follow-through for now. So that is not all priced in, not at all. Agreed. And I think there's a very strong possibility of the United States making a Bitcoin strategic reserve because we got Trump in office and the entire Trump team is pro-Bitcoin and Bitcoiners, including Howard Lutnick, who they say controls 100 billion plus worth of Tether USDT. Samson Mow announced that the other day. I mean, he's worth hundreds of millions worth of Bitcoin himself, so why wouldn't someone worth hundreds of millions of Bitcoin continue to pump and make favorable rules for Bitcoin adoption? So game on. And Robert Kiyosaki had a very powerful tweet here. $13 million Bitcoin, according to Michael Saylor. I believe he is right. He is one smart boy. Bitcoin today is 95,000. If Saylor is on target, which I think he is, that means for 9,000 today, you can buy 0.01 Bitcoin today, and you are a millionaire tomorrow. Sure beats going $50,000 in debt for a student loan, studying for years just to earn a flimsy MBA. Get smarter. Buy Bitcoin today. I am. Sage advice coming from the Rich Dad. And yeah, yo, and you already know. So let's continue to flow and pump those biddies up. But let me dive a little deeper into the importance of Lutnick being the Commerce Secretary for the United States of America. So here we have it. U.S. President-elect Trump has chosen Cantor Fitzgerald's CEO, Howard Lutnick, to be his Secretary of Commerce. Game on. This is according to reports as of yesterday, the 19th. Lutnick has a long record as a crypto proponent. The head of the Commerce Department is charged with advancing U.S. business, both domestically and abroad. The Secretary is a member of the cabinet, the president's closest advisors. Lutnick is currently the co-lead of the Trump transition team and was seen as the most likely candidate for the position. Now, Lutnick has attracted attention to the crypto world for his ties to the stablecoin issuer Tether and statements he made about Bitcoin. Cantor Fitzgerald, the Wall Street financial services firm that Lutnick has headed since 1996, has managed Tether's U.S. Treasury portfolio since 2021 and its bond portfolio since 2023. Tether has a $129 billion market cap and has been criticized for its accounting practices, yada, yada, yada. Lutnick publicly expressed confidence confidence in Tether's financial health several times. He is also a big fan of the Biddy. Although his perspective may be unique, spot Bitcoin ETFs are a way for Americans to buy Bitcoin, he said back in January, adding that Bitcoin isn't an American thing. Well, Lutnick seemed more enthusiastic when he appeared at the Bitcoin 2024 conference back in July. Cantor Fitzgerald is here to announce we're launching a Bitcoin financing business, and we are going to launch with $2 billion of lending. The details of the business are yet to be disclosed. Trump also appeared at the conference alongside Cynthia Lummis, etc. So you can see the big news here. Pro-Bitcoin Cantor CEO Howard Lutnick named the U.S. Secretary of Commerce. He has hundreds of millions personally invested into the Biddy, and again controls over $100 billion worth of Tether USDT. In September, Lutnick told Fox News that Bitcoin is a commodity. He also criticized U.S. regulators, sharing the following. Listen up, Gary. Let's face it, they don't even know how to do crypto and digital at all. And they have no idea. They still don't understand how important it is to get it right. Lutnick will replace the former Rhode Island governor, Gina Raimondo. Hit the road, Gina, and leading the Department of Commerce. So again, couldn't be more bullish with this news as the entire U.S. government seems to be pro-Bitcoin this time around. Can you send it? New all-time highs, income in it. Tether just printed another 1 billion. Good Lord. Someone just deposited 1 billion into Tether. Appreciate the insights. Not really if you see how small the fire actually was and the damage. I'm not sure what fire we're referring to. But anyways, family, welcome to the Q&A segment of the live stream. We're going to convert today's stream, the bod, now that we're done with the news. Let's turn it into a pump watch. Here we go. We're going to pull up the 1 minute chart. And we're going to watch Bitcoin break 95,000, potentially hit 100K. How do you like those apples?